What happens when the biggest superstar in world football gets booed by his own fans moments before helping his team score? That's exactly what happened at the Santiago Bernabéu. After the humiliating El Clásico defeat against FC Barcelona, the pressure surrounding Real Madrid reached a boiling point. Fans were angry. The media was ruthless. Questions about leadership, chemistry, and mentality were everywhere. And then came the match against relegated Real Oviedo. On paper, this should have been easy. But instead, it became one of the most emotional and controversial nights of Madrid's season. A young striker stepped up. Jude Bellingham delivered again. A 41-year-old legend received a hero's ovation. And Kylian Mbappé? He walked onto the pitch to a storm of boos from the Bernabéu crowd. Yet somehow, he still changed the game. Today, we break down everything that happened, the growing controversy around Mbappé, why Madrid fans are frustrated, and what this result means for the future of the club. Let's get into it. Coming into this match, Real Madrid were wounded. The loss to Barcelona in El Clásico wasn't just another defeat, it felt symbolic. Critics claimed Madrid lacked intensity, balance, and identity. Spanish media questioned whether this squad was actually functioning as a team. And suddenly, the spotlight became even harsher on the club's biggest names, especially Kylian Mbappé. The French superstar arrived with enormous expectations. Many fans believed he would become the face of a new era at Madrid. But injuries, inconsistency, and tactical questions have made his adaptation more complicated than expected. Meanwhile, Jude Bellingham continued to look like the emotional heartbeat of the team. So heading into this game, Madrid didn't just need a win. They needed a response. Manager Alvaro Arbeloa also faced important decisions. Mbappé had only recently recovered from injury and started on the bench. Federico Valverde remained unavailable due to the head injury he suffered after a collision with Aurelien Tchouaméni. One surprising inclusion was Eduardo Camavinga. Earlier that same day, Camavinga had reportedly been left out of France's Club World Cup-related plans, creating fresh speculation about his form and future. But Arbeloa still trusted him in the starting 11. That decision would become important later. The opening stages were surprisingly tense. Real Madrid controlled possession, but the rhythm felt nervous. The Bernabéu crowd wasn't fully convinced. You could almost feel the anxiety in the stadium. Madrid created opportunities through several players. Franco Mastantuono tried to inject creativity between the lines. Trent Alexander-Arnold pushed aggressively from wide areas. Brahim Diaz looked lively. Vinicius Jr. made dangerous runs. Camavinga tested the defense with late movements. But nobody could find the breakthrough. And then came the warning sign. Against the run of play, Oviedo nearly shocked the Bernabéu. Nacho Vidal found space inside the box and fired from close range, but the shot sailed over the crossbar. For a moment, the entire stadium froze. Because after losing El Clásico, the last thing Madrid fans wanted was another embarrassing result. Spanish commentators even noted how impatient the crowd had become. Every misplaced pass triggered frustration. Every missed chance increased the tension. This was no ordinary league game anymore. It had become a test of character. Just when it seemed the first half would end scoreless, Real Madrid finally got the breakthrough. And it came from an unlikely hero. 22-year-old Gonzalo García capitalized on a defensive mistake and reacted brilliantly inside the box. With quick footwork and composure under pressure, he spun and fired the ball into the net. 1-0 Real Madrid. The Bernabéu erupted with relief. This goal mattered for several reasons. First, it prevented another wave of halftime criticism. Second, it highlighted something Madrid fans have been discussing all season: the hunger of the younger players. While the superstars continue to dominate headlines, players like Gonzalo García are quietly proving they deserve opportunities. And after the goal, you could see the emotional reaction from his teammates. They knew how important this moment was, not just for the match, but for the atmosphere surrounding the club. Then came the moment nobody will forget. Minute 55. Santi Cazorla entered the field for Oviedo. 41 years old, the legendary Spanish midfielder appears ready to retire after this season. And despite wearing the opponent's shirt, he received one of the loudest ovations of the night. The entire Bernabéu stood up. Fans applauded. Players smiled. Even television commentators became emotional. Why? 'Cause football fans understand stories like this. Cazorla represents loyalty, resilience, and passion for the game. After surviving serious injuries earlier in his career, injuries that nearly ended everything, he returned and continued playing for the club he loved as a child. Moments like these remind people why football is bigger than rivalries. For a few minutes, the pressure, criticism, and controversy disappeared. It was simply respect. Pure respect. And then came the controversy everyone is talking about. With around 20 minutes remaining, Kylian Mbappé entered the match. Normally, this should be a superstar moment. Instead, the Bernabéu responded with loud boos. Yes, boos. One of the greatest players in the world was being criticized by his own supporters. Now, why did this happen? There are several reasons. Some fans are still frustrated about his inconsistency since arriving in Madrid. Others believe he disappears in big games. And after the El Clásico defeat, emotions were already extremely high. Spanish media also fueled the situation. Several analysts questioned whether the team sacrifices too much balance to accommodate Mbappé, Vinicius, and Bellingham together. Others claimed Madrid still lacks tactical chemistry in attack. So when Mbappé came onto the pitch, the frustration exploded. But here's the twist. Instead of collapsing under pressure, Mbappé responded. He stayed calm, moved intelligently, and immediately started creating danger. And eventually, he produced the decisive moment. A perfectly timed pass found Jude Bellingham, who finished brilliantly into the far corner. 2-0. Game over. Ironically, the same fans who booed Mbappé moments earlier were now celebrating a goal created by him. That's football. One moment you're the villain. The next, you're the hero. While Mbappé dominated the headlines because of the boos, Jude Bellingham quietly delivered another outstanding performance. And honestly, this is becoming a pattern. Whenever Madrid needs energy, intensity, or leadership, Bellingham shows up. His goal sealed the victory, but his overall influence went beyond statistics. He pressed aggressively. He communicated constantly. He demanded intensity from teammates. And emotionally, he looked completely connected to the club. That connection matters, especially at Real Madrid. 'Cause Madrid fans can forgive mistakes, but they never forgive a lack of commitment. Right now, many supporters see Bellingham as the emotional leader of this new generation. And some even believe he has handled the pressure of Madrid better than Mbappé so far. That doesn't mean Mbappé has failed. But it does show how quickly perceptions can change at a club this demanding. Madrid, reputation means nothing without performances. Every week is an exam. So what did we really learn from this match? First, Real Madrid responded after the disaster against Barcelona. Second, young players like Gonzalo García are proving the squad has depth and future potential. Third, Jude Bellingham continues to establish himself as one of the leaders of this team. But the biggest story remains Kylian Mbappé. The boos from the Bernabéu were shocking. Yet his reaction may actually say more about his mentality than the criticism itself. Because despite the pressure, despite the noise, despite the hostility from his own fans, he still delivered. And maybe that's what defines true superstars. Not avoiding criticism, but performing through it. Till one big question remains. Can Real Madrid truly build a balanced team around Mbappé, Vinicius, and Bellingham together? Or will tensions continue growing inside the squad and among the fans? We'll find out soon enough. But one thing is certain. Real Madrid, the drama never stops. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more football drama, tactical analysis, and breaking stories from around the world. And now I want to hear from you. Did Madrid fans go too far by booing Mbappé, or was it justified? Drop your opinion in the comments below.